You found a new place that checks all your boxes. Now make sure your connected home is ready to go with Quantum Fiber Internet.
They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down. No, got a soul view to myself. Yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it. Don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. Oh, I ain't make it this far for myself. Yeah. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight. Yeah, I had to boss. I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate.
Burn Live, y'all. Merle Wansley keeping y'all connected. Hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers. I read, keeping underage smoking on social media, killing myself for your entertainment. Sitting here with friends and family, starting a cannabisation for show, for show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever time you're watching this. Welcome to another Burn Live show, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Shout out to Bookface, YouTube, Twitch, X, and Rumble for tonight's show. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me and enjoying the show. I really do. I miss going live on these different platforms and stuff like that. I really, really do. It's a trend. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. I went live a couple of days ago. Well, yeah, 2 days ago I went live on my live profile just to spread out. Then we do go live. Maybe hopefully get some more people to come join us and stuff like that. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hey, Nay Garden is live right now. What's up, everybody? Excuse me. I was talking about this. I was talking about Miss Jaguar yesterday, and that the fact that she's came out and had some allegations against her and stuff like that. Like, it just all of a sudden she got a speech, and then she said something against Charleston White that kind of got my attention. I was like, huh? What? You know what I'm saying? I don't know everybody's history. I can't say that I'm sitting here deep up in other people's business like that. But I did a little research. Actually heard like one of this girl's songs and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe she was singing songs like that. And so therefore it made me do some more investigation. And anybody know this person, she's been basically putting out there about P. Diddy, Jay-Z, and everybody in the rap industry, how it was messed up and stuff like that. Really big information on how she's putting out things like that. So therefore, I came across this article right here, actually this video, this sit down, and I was curious because this is where the short came from. So I'm going to play this. I'm probably going to be talking about this for a couple of days with a couple other people. Today, I'll probably be talking about it by myself. Supposed to have my host here, Caveman, but he's a little busy, understandable. So therefore, we're going to get further into the show.
Just her son he left their son to be walked out backwards on camera for the world to see. Thank God Kimura got the girls. Misa's son. Misa and Wolf's son.
Man.
And Quincy's missing.
Quincy's missing. Oh. And lastly,
After he was questioned by the feds.
after.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in witness protection right now. Which means his father ain't never gonna see him again.
Have we seen the last, or is this just the beginning of that saga?
It's just getting started.
True.
Which is why I think people are so uncomfortable about me being in this position right now because of my press pass and because I'm gonna be in the courtroom for the Keffe D trial. If we get to the bottom of Tupac's when that is finally revealed.
Like, you see how deep she gets. I don't know how many people understand. How many people out there wants to know the Tupac and who killed him and get the justifications for this person. I have seen, I have been around people that are diehard fans, so I get it. I may not be a part of it. I'm not in that community, but I have seen it. It's a everyday situation with people that want to know, hey, I wanted to end into this since, what, 97 or something like that? Yeah, 97, 98.
15 other will be revealed with it. And you will find that they were all committed by the same two people, father and son.
Were you surprised by Keffe D's arrest for Tupac?
No. I'm just surprised that he hasn't given it up yet. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to the feds yet because he just got stabbed in jail.
Yes, he did.
He's been beaten 3 times. And I'm going to say it for a fact. I know you the one pulling the strings. Reggie Wright Jr. Stop putting.
Yet again, and what people want to call her crazy. Charlton White called her crazy. And y'all see that she really be pulling out ideas and name drops and stuff like that, which is crazy. This is interesting. I wonder if this real. If you're watching me on Twitch and you're real, hit me up privately and maybe we can do some things together. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Everybody want to come onto your show and give you offer. That's the biggest paragraph I've seen in a long time. But get back to Miss Jaguar in the proof and the pudding and the stuff that she talks about and the name dropping. Understandable, y'all. She has been in the game. I think I seen a video and it was from 14 years ago. So 14 years ago from 2024. So we're looking at 90 something. We're looking at 90, 95 or 95-ish. I also wonder. I'm just trying to see something else. Let me go back to playing this video.
In your dirty work on other people. You know exactly what you are. And so help me God if you don't keep my name out your mouth.
Mm. Mm. With the last time you were on the couch, you had mentioned, and it's crazy.
My inspiration is just flowing and coming.
Is that you say these things. You talk about Bad Boy. You speak on Heavy D. You speak on Albie Shore.
Yeah.
And you say, like, look who's standing. And now Albie Shore is now, he's being cryptic. Not too cryptic, but he's very cryptic. He's very cryptic. But
he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever.
And the reason why he's cryptic is for the sake of his son. Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes. And then if you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is allegedly. Imagine that. Imagine your baby mama is telling you that if you don't do what he wants you to do, he's going to child. And you know he's capable of it. Allegedly. Story in the Bible. 2 women had 2 babies. One woman went to sleep, rolled over on her baby. The other woman's baby was just fine. The woman whose baby, she got up, she went and stole the baby from her roommate. Then they fought over who the mother was. They went before the king.
This woman has been doing just as much as interviews as Mark Brown, and it's crazy, it's wild, the stories that you're going to hear. I don't mean to skip through, y'all, but I'm trying to actually get to
It does raise questions.
Like you forcing your sister to get raped so you can get off.
Well, the sister says she has to put on headphones to kind of zone
Yeah,
out.
but she's still feeling it.
Oh, man. That is still happening.
You forcing your sister to get raped.
Yeah.
She don't want that you want that nigga. That's what I hear. As a selfish bitch.
So right.
She said over there. I'm only in love with the right side of you. The left side. I don't know.
Yet again, I don't think that's it. Hold on, y'all.
Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
That
it.
belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
Now we're talking about Beyonce. Now, this is something I want to get a little bit into because I just seen an article. Of her, Beyonce, allegedly going after an artist. She wanted to do a collab with an artist, and it was like 20 mil for the thing, and they didn't do the collab. They mostly sat back and turned down 20 mil to do a collaboration with Beyonce. That's sort of unheard of. Or people really, I mean, if other people ever turned down Beyonce, they have not spoke about it. So for me to see that, and this came out not too long ago. Matter of fact, when did this come out? This dropped 5 days ago.
We hope she finds a man
I'm
herself.
so scared. Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
That
it.
belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
And half of which dumbass bitch.
So, it's funny that it's crazy you say these
I know
things.
nobody want to accept that bitch bitch.
I think she's
She went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized.
Now, this right here is what people on the internet be calling her crazy and weird stuff like that, because she know, like, nobody know Beyonce went to court. Nobody know that she got charged with witchcraft. Nobody even thought normalized people or regular day average Joe people or stuck in the matrix, not knowing they're stuck in the matrix people, did not know that you can go to court or either press charges on a witchcraft. I didn't know that. Not to say that I know everything, because I do not know everything, but definitely did not know that you can charge a person on witchcraft. I'm just saying.
She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. You know, snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the Berkeley esteemed.
Looking to upgrade your windows or doors? Renewal by Anderson allows you to customize each product before
Berkeley College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington. Doc.
Y'all, dropping the sauce for that ass for real. Man, I had to cut away. Y'all know how it is. Do not want to get primed, or what's the word? I'm having a sleepy day. Like, look, I'm so sleepy, but I really wanted to still do a show because we is growing the channel very slowly and nicely. I highly appreciate it. So therefore, I always want to come to y'all with a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not the best conversation, but it's always a conversation. I'm going to come back to this because the reason that I want to come back to this is because of this interview right here that really woke me up. Ladies and gentlemen, I would not have really gotten into the music industry like I've been doing lately as much as I have. I really not. But when it comes to stuff like the P. Diddy, stuff like the R. Kelly cases, and statute of certain cases that validates a person as being a hardcore sex trafficking criminal, I'm going to validate the case. And if the person is guilty, they're guilty. They need to be locked up. Okay, first of all. But what hit hard and hit home is this interview, even though there's always probably been other interviews I heard, but this interview
What's the
here.
most painful moment in your life? Okay. So when that happened, I think we were all shocked.
Yeah, I was broken.
I know you were nobody more than you, because you guys.
Her mother and father were, but they didn't move on at all ever. And you can't, but yeah, it was very painful there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dame Dash, or the PBD podcast, I promise you, is going down. There's only a small little segment, small little piece of it, but this right here, I believe, will open your eyes and let you see a little bit more into deep how the industry is from somebody that was in it when hip hop was at its peak. Okay, this is a man that took the legends back then, the greats, or the start off, the runner up, the players of the 90s, and he started off. He was the Master P back then.
Do you still listen to any of her music or no?
Nah, it hurts. On her birthday, one day I was listening to it. I forgot, with Nicolette and this girl Big Deucer, because she's an Aaliyah fan, and I was trying to write for a movie, and that shit had me crying. I was crying. I didn't like the way I felt. You know, that's something. It's a feeling that you have to learn to live with. But I was really in love with her, and she died tragically.
Dame, did that event ever want you to find out exactly who was behind it and what happened, or did you block all the theories that people were presenting behind it? Or was it like, I'm going to get to the bottom of it and find out exactly what happened?
I mean, I knew what happened, so I didn't have to get to the bottom of it.
Does what the media and the market write about what happened match?
If I know what happens, why would I give a fuck about what the media says? So that's like saying they're writing about my girl and I'm with her every day. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't do the media so much. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I've heard they said I'm in, like, everyone to me gets their turn in some conspiracy.
Yeah.
So again, when you know what people write about you personally, it's hard to believe everything that
I
you
agree.
read. So
Yeah.
no, I don't. To me, it's an oxymoron to be famous or be known and care about what people think. That's the dumbest shit in the world. And to let that dictate what you do, that's weakness. And I'm not driven by
It's
insecurity.
not sustainable.
It's that, and
Yeah.
that's why a lot of people go
Yeah.
nuts because they're
Yeah.
so scared about people that they don't know that aren't participating in the
What
art they are.
Such a great point.
And they're worried about what these people
Yeah.
think, and that's insecurity. I'm not that guy. I've never presented myself as that guy.
You're May 3rd, right?
Yeah, I don't usually care what people think, other than if I respect exactly what you've done and you've done something that I need to do or I'm
Right.
trying to do. But other than that, unless you're my family and shit, I don't care what nobody think.
I
don't have to. I'm not going to listen to a conspiracy theory if I know the truth. But I'm not going to tell you what the truth is in this moment. We in public.
Okay.
I don't listen to conspiracy theories if I know the truth. Aaliyah and things that happen in the industry, out of all people to hear the truth from, I would definitely have to hear from Dame Dash. I know you Suge Knight fans, you Tupac fans, you Snoop Dogg fans, yeah. You're fans of the fans of the fans, but there's only certain people that got to a level, stayed at that level, and did not bow down to no temptations that came upon their plates. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want y'all to see just a little bit, but I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
There's a lot of truths that I know that because I'm just not a sucker and I don't feel like dealing with certain things that I'm not going to come out publicly, because a lot of things I've been saying and exposing years ago, no one said shit until just now. So if you remember, I was beefing with Harvey Weinstein. I'm beefing with Leo. I'm beefing with Steve Stout. Most of the people that I'm beefing with, and I'm saying beefing because they're conspiring together, having meetings about how to put me out of business and stop my cash flow.
Yeah.
That's actually happening.
Do you believe in accountability?
Of course. That's what's happening.
So wouldn't you want to hold people accountable for what they did to Aaliyah?
Yeah.
So wait.
What happened to Aaliyah that I don't know? What are you talking about?
Can I give you what I
But don't tell me what you heard on TikTok.
No, not TikTok.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not TikTok.
Because you're smarter than that.
No, it's not TikTok.
So I always listen to the man that's asking me the question.
Right.
And I know the nature of the question by the intelligence of the man and what their intention is. So just be selective about that question.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and what I respect about you is, Dame, you can simply say, don't want to comment, don't want to say anything. No problem. We'll move on to the next thing. I'll just
what I'm going to want to know is why.
Right, no problem.
And then there'll be accountability.
Well, for me, I got 4 kids, and when you see somebody like this who had an incredible voice, and she was in that one movie with Jet Li.
What did you hear, though? What did you hear? What did you hear? My question is, why are you saying a conspiracy?
No, it's not a conspiracy. So what I heard is she's coming up, and the whole challenge where she used to be married to R. Kelly.
She was 15. She wasn't married.
15 years old,
she
right?
Can't be married at 15 to a grown ass man.
I know, but
so then why would you still listen to him, knowing that they said he married a 15-year-old? That was the issue. That you knew it was illegal to be married to a 15-year-old, and the dude could actually put out a fucking album that says AJ nothing but a number.
That's right.
And y'all gonna listen to it and not say a word. That's where people should be ashamed of themselves.
I'm with you.
That's where people should be ashamed of themselves. That's where we, the people, should have stood up and said something. And especially in the Black communities, I'm just going to put it out there. I listened to him speak that, but yet again, I'm going to be honest, wasn't nobody talking about that back then. There was talks, maybe whispers, maybe little, but it was about female. Dudes was not talking about that. No dude in my neighborhood around the blocks was caring or knew anything about that. Only thing people knew at that time is this person drop a song, I can get some booty. Real talk. I just want people to get that grasp. Like back then when this allegation, because this was in the 90s, or early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. So therefore, everybody was just talking about spinning and bending. and drugs was hitting the streets hard, running amok.
I agree. So
But
then,
what's the conspiracy?
so then it's not even a conspiracy. So then, R. Kelly and her, then,
You don't know the conspiracy. You take it to.
then Jay,
You're looking for a conspiracy?
no, not at all. Not at all. Rob, matter of fact, you may want to stop Googling. Just stop Googling because he's thinking I'm looking at what you're putting up
What's
there.
the conspiracy that you asked me about?
So then Jay, and then later on with you, she starts,
You're giving me the history.
being with you for you.
You said, don't you want to find out what happened? And I want to know what you
I
heard.
guess what I'd want
I'm
to know
asking
is
you
why
what you
is
heard
it-
happen.
why
You
is
got
it-
in a plane crash.
If Lenny Kravitz offer his
Yeah,
plane,
because Hype did some bullshit.
so
and I
why
made
would
me mad.
Hype say no for
Because
the
Hype's a sucker for that. And I'm never going to forgive him for that. So period. We know it ain't no conspiracy. I've been told y'all that. So you asking me, did I find out the conspiracy if I'm curious? I told you I already know. So I'm asking you what you know that I don't.
Yeah.
So if you know something I don't, let me know so I can go deal with it.
I don't
If you don't, why are we talking about it?
Yeah. So I don't think it's whether I know or you don't
What's
know.
the conspiracy that you're talking about?
No, it's not even a conspiracy. Is if that was the event. So I guess
That was the event.
then what the public knows and what you know is the same thing.
So what's the conspiracy? Where's
Okay.
the gray area?
But where I'm going with that is the frustration with the fact that
Oh, that my partner did a fucking album and did a tour with him. That was the frustration.
that's the frustration.
Yeah, and what's the frustration is why y'all didn't say nothing about it. That's what my point was. How is nobody saying nothing about it? Like this nigga raping girls. They know that it was a girl. He said he married a
Yeah.
15-year-old, and everybody's at that point until it became common or like it became the end thing to do. Wasn't nobody disrespecting R. Kelly. Everybody was still going to his shows until it became popular opinion. People weren't looking the other way. So what I
Popular opinion. When he say y'all, he mean the public. When I look at him and he say y'all, I look at the black community because the black community gossip and whispers and knows things and knew things. And why was we still letting this man drop album? Why was we still celebrating songs? Why was nobody spreading the word just like Black Lives Matter? Why was nobody spreading the word like like Roe v. versus Wade? I'm gonna put it out there like that. Why was we not spreading the word like Jeffrey Dahmer? Why were we not spreading the word like the Epstein? Why were we not spreading the word like Rittenhouse? Why was we not spreading the word back then? And I really look at my community like, no, everybody was just really into music. Everybody still want to support. Remember, y'all, I had a guy, a young man on my podcast last week, about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago now. And remember what he said. It doesn't matter what a black person does, he's still going to support them. So if that person did something wrong and then get blown up in the news coverage, you're still going to support them. And you look at situations like that, ladies and gentlemen, you be like, why is we still like that? Now it's hold a person accountability. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like you got away with so much. So many people have pain and hurt and suffered. And we just allowed it. Yet again, remember what I told my my guest yesterday. When you are in a situation like this, like a R. Kelly, like a P. Diddy, like any of those situations like that, when you're in those cases like that, you cannot think that I'm not going to go get the best lawyer of all time so we can go get it in. I'm not trying to go to jail. So yes, my lawyer costs $2 million. If he say yes, $2 million, I promise you won't go to jail. I guarantee you won't go to jail. It just costs $2 million. Why you think he's going to pay the $2 million? Yet again, Dash is making a point like why it wasn't publicly put out there, why it wasn't announced just like any other thing, just like the name that I just said. Why is it more popular now that podcasts are out, that news coverages have got the slacking that they got slack from? Why is it now popular? You still ask, hold on, let me do my little close up. Let me come back. I'm gonna go back to the story. But real talk, y'all. You go ask some black people now, go to a black person like, hey, you bumping R. Kelly? They're gonna say, yeah. They're gonna say, yeah, I still bump R. Kelly. That's the guy. He cool. You can be like, really? You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. People that still bump his music, still, and then they like, I'm not worried about that he hitting on kids now. Like, I don't care about that. I just like his music. But you still supporting his move that he tried to do on purpose. That's where it's like, okay, how you gonna flex on this? Where are you going with this? You know what I mean? Okay, let's get back into it, y'all.
was disappointed in every fan that didn't care that this dude was raping a little girl, and actually, tried to. You can't sugarcoat it. You cannot marry a 15-year-old. Period. In America. You understand what I'm saying?
The fact
but
that
she died. She died in a plane crash. It ain't no conspiracy there.
Yeah.
There is no conspiracy. The problem was, and again, a lot of things happened behind the scenes to get up to that point. But that's the stuff that people don't know. And I don't feel like talking about all that because it'll open up a whole can of worms.
Yeah. So, again, and I appreciate you for even sharing what you just shared. I know it's a sensitive topic.
You just didn't tell me the conspiracy yet.
No, it's not. For me, it's more like, okay, for example.
I was just holding you accountable for your question. You just said accountability. You said, do you go with the conspiracies that you hear?
So,
and I'm saying, which one did you hear that I didn't know about? Like, what would I be looking for?
August 25th of 2001, I was 21 years old applying for a job, 22 years old applying for a job at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. On my first day was 9/10/2001. So at this point, I'm thinking about whether I'm going to go back into the Army and stay in the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
And no one knows what's going on with the story. We're reading about it, and we know what happened till later on.
The story is she was in a plane. Oh, that? No, yeah. We all knew what was going on. He made it about
you're in the world.
No, it was common knowledge that he was married to Aaliyah, or he painted that picture of him being sexually with her at 15.
Yeah.
That was publicized. It wasn't no conspiracy. Everybody knows. The question is, why you're in the Army, why didn't you think that was weird?
Oh, for sure I thought it was weird.
So did you still listen to him?
Listen to who?
R. Kelly.
At that time?
Yeah.
I'm sure I did.
Knowing that he was having sex with a 15-year-old as a grown man?
I mean, are you kidding?
See, right there. Right there. He's Dash is asking the right questions. I'm not knocking his question that he asked because I'm on the same topic. I'm on the same questions. I'm on the same path. When I started to put things together, or when allegations started coming out like that about R. Kelly, I was questioning. I didn't like it. I really didn't know too much. I was a kid when R. Kelly was dating Aaliyah. I was just barely getting into hip hop music, you know what I'm saying? For real. So no, I didn't know nothing about all of that. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't. You know what I'm saying? If somebody would have told me, and I'd have been like, probably that's disgusting. You're nasty. You're a pervert. You're a predator, and all of the above. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I appreciate everybody stopping through, but understand your favorite rapper, if they came across R. Kelly, P. Diddy, or even the guys that they name, the big guys, the owners, because these guys own companies, the businesses. My Caveman said yesterday, it's more about, you think the government has anything involved? Those who probably doing the trafficking, because remember, y'all, this topic is $1 trillion industry, and you wonder why it's not getting stopped. You wonder why there's nobody really taking the fall, because for one person to take the fall, the whole snake got to get cut up. And understand that people are going to, like, you know what, you can have this person, you can have this person, you can have this person. You know, you're not really going to stop the ring. What are y'all thinking? Are y'all really thinking like, man, it's 2024, we shouldn't care? We got so many things to care about: gas prices, food, drugs, like major things, potholes, crime. Yes. I want y'all to really be thinking about this. I feel like this should never be stopped situation, but there's so much things that are going on. Not to be going too deep, I'm gonna go a little bit further. But yeah, this is it.
I mean, the stuff that we heard with Michael Jackson, everybody's trying to verify and say, is that even possible?
The reason why I'm asking you this is so you know the DNA and the problems I have to deal with. Even though a smart man like yourself knows something is wrong, you're still going to do it.
But you don't know something's wrong. So it's kind of.
You do know. Wait a second.
No,
you're gonna wait. You're telling me that if your little sister was 15 and a grown man married her or said he married her, you would know something's wrong.
There's no question about it.
And that was not a hidden thing, is what I'm telling you.
But
it was not hidden.
But you're in the world. It's, for example, it's kind of like saying.
I'm asking the public. Did
you believe Trump was dealing with?
Yet again, you see, I like that he's asking us, he's asking me, he's asking you, he's asking anybody that's willing to listen. Like, hey, when you found out that R. Kelly married a 15-year-old girl, were you still listening to the R. Kelly songs? Were you still bumping his music? Do you think that was okay? And if you didn't think that was okay, why did you not speak out? Where was your voice? Where was your protesting? Why is you still in the club right now? Let's go to a black club, a black juke joint, 40 and up, 35 and up. They playing an R. Kelly song, bro. That part right there is what he's asking us. And can you answer that for yourself if you up in that place and you hear an R. Kelly song? Is you finna get up? Oh, that's my jam. Step, 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 step. Step in the name of love. Is that okay?
With Russia, did you believe it? Did you think he was Trump with the world? For example, it's kind of like saying.
I'm asking the public. Did you
believe Trump was dealing with Russia? Did you believe it? Did you think he was? Because I know you're not maybe you're not supportive of him. Did you think he was colluding with Russia?
It was with the gray areas. I don't really give a fuck.
Okay, but he's your president. He would be your president, right?
He's your president. He was like, to me, my president is me. See, I don't depend on public assistance, and no disrespect to anybody that does.
Right.
But whoever is the president, only thing that's going to be affected with me is taxes. But either way, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
But
so
what I'm asking is, did you think he was colluding with Russia?
I was curious.
Okay, so
I think with Donald Trump, there's always I think with Donald Trump, no matter what, it's a gray area.
So were you surprised later on to find out that Hillary Clinton paid for that fake Russia collusion?
I'm not even, again, that's the politics that I think people use to distract us from paying attention to ourselves.
But what I'm
saying is I didn't give it that much thought.
Right.
And I wasn't listening to.
But it affects your taxes, though, right? And taxes is.
Let me tell you something, right?
Yeah.
Raping a little girl is way different. There's three things in the street you don't fuck with, no matter what: snitches, pedophiles, and rapists.
I'm with you.
So I don't give a fuck about politics. If I hear that someone is raping a little girl, I'm no longer supporting it. Period. And just because everyone else isn't looking the other way doesn't mean that you shouldn't. So you, as a common person that was, not to say common, but a person that you said was in the audience, I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know, how could you know that somebody was raping a little girl just because it was put in a different sentence structure?
Yeah.
And you still think it's okay until the rest of the world says something.
So then I got a question for you. So you said you don't want to comment on Diddy, right? And
I said I want to comment on it. I said there's certain things.
Well, wait a minute though. Then it's a double standard, because with Diddy, it's been proven that what he's done with young,
he didn't go
speculation with young boys and all these other things that come up with 30 million.
I'm not running around.
Do you think the market needs to know about that?
But I know him personally.
Right.
You don't know Pause Pup.
So
I know him.
I don't know R. Kelly personally. You do.
Right.
So why would I jump in conclusion if I don't know the guy personally?
what I'm saying is, if you hear a guy raped a 15-year-old,
Right.
are you interviewing him?
He's got an open invitation.
I wouldn't.
I know you wouldn't.
Yeah, that's where we differ. So I guess what I'm saying is, what I was asking, and again, I'm not saying I still fuck with Puff at all. I'm not saying I ever did. It's just, it's not for me to knock anyone down while they're down, unless I had a personal problem with them. But doesn't mean I'm gonna fuck with them. It's just I'm not gonna do that. But just because I know him, but I'm not gonna be a fan. Honestly, as it relates to Michael Jackson, I still listen to Michael Jackson.
I do as well.
And I went to Never Never Land when he wasn't there with Kadada, out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't a kid. He would get knocked out. You know what I mean? But I wasn't jacking that though. I wasn't cool with it. So I'm just saying, I wasn't a fan of him. How could you be a fan of a person that you know? And the reason I was using you is because what do you think the average person is doing? They see things that are immoral. They look past it until it's public opinion. And I'm a person that can't look past things until it's public opinion. So put it like this. If I had a problem with Puff, and I may or may not, it didn't just start after everyone started having a problem with him. I was never at none of those parties. You never seen me in no real pictures with him other than the last 20 years. And I was at his party once at the Hamptons with Aaliyah, Jennifer Lopez, and the Tiny. But that's it. And we left early. But just because I don't fuck with someone publicly or privately, it don't mean I'm going to diss him publicly. But if you diss me publicly, I'm getting at you if I know you.
So then let me go.
But I was just trying to say the temperature, like we're in a world that people look the other way because
I agree.
Again, what I said about Trump, is it all right that his whole crew went to jail? And just answer that.
I think.
Is that a good boss?
I think no one is being.
I didn't ask you that. I'm asking you, is it all right that his whole crew went to jail?
I don't think anybody is being more demonized and
I didn't ask you that. Don't Republican me.
Stories.
I want you to answer my question.
I'm an independent. I'm a registered independent who liked voting for Clinton, and I voted both sides.
I'm just asking you a question from an independent. If somebody's whole crew went to jail, are they a good boss?
Yeah.
Yes or no? It's a yes or no.
But
he's not going to answer that question. But ladies and gentlemen, how he presented the synopsis, I think I used that word right, I'm not sure. But how he presented the scenario of, hey, you get information, you know something's wrong about something you hear about your favorite artist, are you still going to support them? Are you still down to be with that person and think that they're a good guy or they're the number one artist, your favorite artist? Are you still going to their concert? Are you still paying for their shows and stuff like that? Those are the type of questions he's asking, and you get to wondering. And when you get to wondering, people like, okay,
But I don't know.
Whatever. We get to ask questions like this. My next question to myself is, you got Miss Jaguar, right, child? Don't forget, you got Miss Jaguar. She's out here telling a lot of stories, breaking it down, people by people, bosses by bosses, label by label. And some of these labels, some of your rap artists are fucking with, are dealing with, are associating with themselves. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. I don't care if you don't like it, but we really got to think about it. If you're going to keep hearing these names around town from these different artists, and go check out your favorite artist doing an interview on a podcast and see what name drops they be dropping, who they sign with. It makes you kind of, I don't know, man. It makes me feel like it's hard for me to listen to music. It makes me just like, okay, maybe I need to stay away from music because it's too much. Like, if you like art, you just don't know. You just don't know. So I'm just gonna stay away. And I was telling somebody this same thing, and I was like, I got two artists' verses on me. You know what I'm saying? Andre 3000 and Beanie Siegel, and these guys, I felt like the songs and hits they played, I was bumping them every day. Never been in no allegations, but yet again, these guys have been around these people. And I'm not alluding to nothing because I don't know nothing. But I'm just saying, it makes it hard to listen when you know that you've been around all of this. And I know that you may be a good person, you ain't did nothing, but you was still, you was, I don't know, man. It's just so hard and complicated. Let's hear what she got to say more about other people in the industry. Y'all think music is politics too? You think the music industry has its own it is its own politics? It has its own set of laws. Yet again, y'all, the whole point I'm trying to show y'all for a moment is how you not drop name. Now, I wish my boy was here because yet again, here you got the government involved. Now this is what he was asking. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, I didn't know. But yet again, here's his proof. I'm not gonna say proof, but here's a way in the government. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do things as a rapper and you know you got to get back to the neighborhood, the governor and the mayors are going to come out and look good and take pictures with you and try to get recognition and make it look like they had a hand in something. I mean, yeah, that's politics. That right there is politics. That's just for the camera. Everybody shake hands or whatever. You know, that's simple. That's the basics of doing business when you're trying to move up, especially when you move up in a tax bracket. So I guess to Hardaway, I would have to say, yeah, maybe the government is involved in a source, but once you step into your own case, y'all, when you get your own little mess ups, I don't Yeah, all that's out the door. I promise you, all of that right there is out the door. I promise you. I promise you that. And other little news, y'all. Y'all know these squatters have been just taking over cities and not wanting to move out and stuff like that. It's just getting out of hand. It's just getting out of hand. I did a report a while back. Haven't did a report in a while, but still let you know that squatters is everywhere and they're taking a toll on some people. So therefore, it looked like New York is finally fighting back with taking over squatters and not letting them just run amok. I'm gonna play a little clip of some things just to get y'all started. You know? So you can hear about the squatters. Yeah.
Steal my house. Yes, you are.
Our cameras capturing that standoff between an accused squatter and a homeowner last month.
In Kips Bay in Manhattan, and another grisly murder. Police say 2 alleged squatters killed a mother and hid her body in a duffel bag in an apartment.
A Venezuelan national dubbed the migrant influencer is at the center of controversy this morning. He has been using TikTok to coach migrants how to live in the U.S. by taking advantage of laws protecting squatters.
So let's talk about the squatting issue and how liberal New York has just changed the law to make squatting illegal. So let's talk about the squatter crisis that was happening across the nation. Now, every state has some type of protection for squatters, but that is changing dramatically, and I mean dramatically. So what is squatting? Well, squatting is when someone goes on to property that is not theirs, and they stay on that property for a certain amount of time. Now, on average, that amount of time is 10 years. So if a squatter stays on your property for 10 years and it's not ejected, then that squatter can become the owner of that property. It's known in law as adverse possession. Now, rights given to squatters vary from state to state. As an example, as adverse possession. Now, rights given to
Man, Delaware, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, North Carolina, North Dakota, Iowa. What's that? Pennsylvania, Dakota, and Wisconsin. Boy, and some of these say up to 30 years. I just wanted to read them states off to let you know these states are those that they're talking about. At least 20 years to 30 years.
Squatters vary from state to state. As an example, in New York, if you go on a 2-month vacation and then come back and people are living in your home, and if they can show that they've been there for longer than 30 days, you cannot kick them out. Matter of fact, it's likely going to take you 2 years to evict them because you have to go through the normal eviction process. Now, it's worse than that. Because now the law considers them to be a tenant of yours, you have to continue to pay the mortgage, you have to continue to pay the light and gas bills, and everything required to keep that tenant comfortable. So now if the homeowner then kicks the squatter out and changes the locks, the homeowner will be arrested for an unlawful eviction. Now that's what happened to this homeowner in the case you're about to see. Now,
are y'all keeping up? Are y'all really seeing this? Are y'all keeping up? I hope y'all keeping up and understanding what squatters are doing and how people going on these good vacations, coming back, people chilling all up in your crib, looking around in your personals, using your socials. And you always ready to watch your iPhones and your Androids getting hacked. No, your house getting hacked too. House hack.
Now, the wildest part about this case is the person who she's trying to get out of her house has no documents or no proof that he's even been living there for 30 days. But In New York, only thing you have to do is say you've been living there for 30 days and the police can do nothing.
The police department doesn't have the lease? No. He's got no documentation.
Just bills.
So Adele, you're getting arrested right now?
I'm being arrested
For what?
for being in my own home. So why is it that I have to leave and he doesn't have to leave?
Because technically he can't be kicked out. We need to go to court.
They consider this a landlord-tenant issue.
The police department doesn't have the lease?
No.
He's got no documentation.
Just bills.
So Adele, you're getting arrested right now?
I'm being arrested
For what?
for being in my own home.
And where's your lease?
She's fighting the house. It's not her house anymore.
My deed
That's
is
what it was
current
told
and
her.
legal.
Arrested for unlawful eviction. She changed the locks on a man who claims he lives there.
Now, this got so insane, even TYT had to call it out.
So they pushed through the doors, okay?
Which, by the way, I saw the tape. It's arguably assault.
Pushed through the squatters pushed through the doors
She's on the other side of the door. They push her through the door.
and then refused to leave. And guess what? Let's take a look at the another picture, the next picture. That's on Deloro. She got arrested.
Y'all thinking this fair? Is this fair? This right? Is this fair? This right? This right? This fair? This is what's happening every day in those states I just named. That's what's happening. Okay? This can happen to you. Please be careful. I know some of y'all like, I'm not going on vacation at all. Baby, I'm going on vacation from the bathroom, from the bedroom to the basement. All right? Yes, this is happening, ladies and gentlemen.
They put her in handcuffs,
They arrested
even
her.
though she owns the house and she has the deed. And then it gets, every part of this story gets worse. The cops asked the guys, do you have any lease? Do you have anything that proves that you're a tenant? They said, no, they don't.
No, it's even
They
better.
arrested the homeowner anyway.
No, it's even better than that. Let's go to graphic 7. When Eyewitness News asked Brian Rodriguez, that's the squatter, the man who claims to have a lease for documentation, he provided none. Instead, he showed bills for work he claimed he had done to the house. He said he moved into the home a few months ago and signed documents with a realtor, but wouldn't say who that realtor is. So the only thing that he provided were documentations of a bill.
Now, on top of that craziness, the migrants got a brilliant idea. Why don't we just start going to people's homes and living there? And if they don't catch us in 30 days, we become tenants and they can't kick us out for 2 years.
A Venezuelan national dubbed the migrant influencer is at the center of controversy this morning. He has been using TikTok to coach migrants how to live in the U.S. by taking advantage of laws protecting squatters. Hannah Doba reports.
Una casa en United States.
In his most recent controversial TikTok video, Moreno is telling his followers to avoid living on the streets in the United States. They can, quote, invade empty homes and live there, saying under U.S. law, if a house is uninhabited, it can be seized, referring to squatting rights in our country.
So migrants started squatting.
Talk about several of the 6 migrant squatters released without bail on gun and drug charges. They are now back behind bars. 3 were taken into custody by ICE agents in the Norwood section of the Bronx yesterday. That was a surprise. Authorities say they were part of a heavily armed group of migrants allegedly selling drugs after taking over this multi-family house. They were squatting there despite the landlord trying to get them out.
I got you. And then the unthinkable happened. Someone actually went on vacation for a month, came back, confronted migrants in their home, and they were killed.
To a developing story in Kips Bay in Manhattan and another grisly murder. Police say 2 alleged squatters killed a mother and hid her body in a duffel bag in an apartment.
If y'all did not hear about this story, I covered it. If you did not hear about this story right here, not only were they squatting, not only they killing, but they hid the body in a duffel bag. Didn't even think enough to go to the ocean and like set the bodies off or something. Come on, man. Dangerous is how we living in 2024 because our borders open. But yet again, A lot of people would say there's no such thing as a border crisis. They would literally tell us there's no such thing as a border crisis.
Police sources tell us investigators have identified 2 people who may have been squatting in that apartment and who they believe beat Vitals to death before stealing her car from the street and fleeing to Pennsylvania, where they later got into a car accident.
So now this became a huge issue, really.
Did y'all hear that at the end? I just want y'all to catch that at the end. Not only did they commit murder, fled the state, but then got into a car accident. Migrants, asylum seekers, illegal immigrants, whatever name definition you want to use at this term right now, this is what I'm talking about. This is the danger that we've been talking about for a very long time. And now that it's news coverage, now it's out there and TikTok and it's getting out of hand. And who administration is this under? Yeah, I think it's Joe Biden's administration. Okay. Just want y'all to know this is Joe Biden's administration that this is happening up under. All right.
Fast, because you have hundreds of thousands of homeless migrants who are looking for a place to stay. And now they figure out that if you could find a place that's empty and sneak in and just say you've been there for 30 days, you can't be kicked out for 2 years. That's gold to a migrant. Now, the state of New York did something dramatic. They essentially erased all squatting rights. So now, in the state of New York, squatters have absolutely no rights. Check it out.
The governor of New York speaking out just a few minutes ago about the new anti-squatter law that she signed into effect. The push for change came after a series of 7 on your side investigations into.
I had to stop because I want to rewind this because I want y'all to hear this, what she said. I just want y'all to hear it because I don't think y'all heard it like I just heard it.
A few minutes ago about the new anti-squatter law that she signed into effect. The push for change came after a series of 7 on your side investigations into the problem. Investigative reporter Dan Kraut was there, joins us in the newsroom with more. Dan?
Sandra, the governor signed off on the squatter law as part of the state's new budget package. I just got done speaking with her about it and how it became a reality. What are your reactions to the changes made in state law, and how do you think they will impact New Yorkers moving forward?
Well, we put them into state law because it makes sense. And I thank you for your reporting that put a spotlight on the fact that there are people illegally in other people's homes and creating havoc. And so we needed to make sure that our budget, the laws that we introduced just last week, would address this crisis. So squatters do not have the rights as tenants. That is firm. They can be prosecuted and there'll be consequences to them. So that is the message that should go out there. You are not living in those houses legally. And again, I thank you for your coverage of this.
So what did New York do? Well, in New York, if you were living in a place longer than 30 days, you were deemed a tenant. Now, under New York law, if you are a tenant, then the only way to evict you from a property would be to send you through the eviction process, which is housing court. Now, in New York City, it could take up to 2 years to evict somebody because of the backlog caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The courts are still trying to catch up to the backlog of cases. So the legislature just made a simple adjustment. They said tenants are not squatters, meaning that if someone breaks into a house and is living there for 60 days, 90 days, even a year, and the owner comes back and says, hey, who are you? Why are you on my property? That person can be arrested for trespassing on someone else's property. Now, New York isn't the first state to essentially eliminate squatting rights. Florida did it about a month ago.
We move on next here tonight to the new state law that now allows squatters to be thrown out of homes that don't belong to them.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill this afternoon in Orlando. And our Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders joins us now live from Tallahassee to tell us how all this will work. Forrest.
Well, guys, I can tell you this was not a very controversial policy. In fact, it was unanimously approved by the legislature earlier this year during the legislative session. And now, with Governor Ron DeSantis' signature, Florida becomes one of the first states in the nation to lean in on this issue.
Now, before you go, I do want to give an update on the first case that we heard. Remember the woman who was arrested for trying to kick out the squatter? Well, the local district attorney saw that case and wound up dropping all charges against her and charging the squatter with multiple felonies.
Breaking update to a story. 7 on Your Side team was first to report an accused squatter in Queens. Well, he was just in court where the Queens district attorney just revealed charges. Our cameras were rolling when 35-year-old Brian Rodriguez pushed through a door and tried to re-enter a home that he claimed to be renting. The legal homeowner had changed the locks just minutes before, an act that she was arrested for at the time.
The accused squatter arrested and faced a judge just a few minutes ago for the first time. Take a look. We've captured this video of Brian Rodriguez walking out of the courtroom with his attorney with a scarf wrapped around his head. He didn't want to answer any of our questions, but told the judge he's the victim of a scam, claiming he signed a bogus lease to live in a home that doesn't belong to him. A grand jury didn't buy it. Rodriguez is charged with burglary, grand larceny, and criminal possession of stolen property.
So yeah, it seems like we got some justice in that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about when we need some justice. I am going to take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back.
If you feel it, 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 if you feel
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We just checked out Nate the lawyer and a squatters case that he did. It was a very interesting. We got to learn some new laws that finna get put into place, hopefully in other states and in all 50 states, that you can't just be going around squatting in other people's homes and think it's okay. I bet you Oregon is definitely needs to invest into that law, because squatters is a little bit everywhere, chilling, putting their feet up and just hanging out. Got another story from Nate. I got another story from Nate, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very interesting. So I can't help but get into it. I just we gotta cover this. This is funny.
Another judge to jail time, chaos erupted in an Ohio courtroom, and taking the defendant into custody wasn't so easy, as a court officer had to drag her out.
So today we get to talk about Cincinnati's first Black female judge who went to jail on 8 felony counts and had to be dragged out of court.
8 felony charges, bro. Damn. Come on, man.
This is former Judge Tracy Hunter. Now, Judge Hunter received her Juris Doctorate from the University of Cincinnati College of Law. Now, Judge Hunter felt she had a higher calling and ran for juvenile court judge in Cincinnati, Ohio, winning by 71 votes, becoming the first woman and first African-American to hold that position. Now, even though Tracy Hunter had no experience being a judge, she jumped in both feet first, trying to make major changes to the juvenile justice system there in Cincinnati. Then controversy hit because the judge started doing some really insane things. Like, for instance, the judge didn't like the prosecutor's office. So the judge decided to have mini trials where the judge herself would be both judge and prosecutor, and then have a trial about whether the prosecutor in the case should be sent to jail on contempt charges.
Apologize for what happened yesterday.
It's not the intention of this court to embarrass you in any sense of the matter.
It was, to say the least, an unusual session. Tracy Hunter became judge and prosecutor, running a contempt hearing against attorney Jay Clark, calling people to testify and asking them questions.
Did the attorneys agree to the time?
She a thug. She is a thug. Come on. Black women, I understand y'all want to prove that y'all can do everything. I don't know why y'all feel like y'all still gotta prove things so much. Y'all accomplish a lot. I don't know what y'all gotta hear. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. Y'all accomplish so much. Y'all are mayors, y'all are governors, y'all vice presidents, but yet again, y'all still feel like there's a ceiling, a glass ceiling that y'all need to break. And when y'all need to wear every pants in the book, like y'all think men like wearing different pants in the book. That's how it looks. That's how it seems, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
But if a lawyer objected, Hunter would either sustain or overrule those objections to her questions to her witnesses.
Is that correct?
Objection, leading.
Is that correct? I'm sorry, overruled.
Bill Gallagher was Clark's attorney at the hearing.
You sort of question whether or not you're really in a true courtroom. You hear about star chamber type of deals. That's sort of what I felt was going on.
Did Your Honor, Judge Tracy Hunter, tell you what to say at today's proceedings?
You weren't sure what witness was going to come next. You weren't sure what was going to be done next, and who do you turn to for help if the judge is the one that's conducting the hearing and calling the witnesses and making all the decisions.
What do you recall?
We're going to object. That calls for hearsay. Statements made outside of the presence of this court being offered for the truth of the matter is certain.
Okay, thank you. Overruled.
So this is a World of Warcraft hardcore randomizer. All your abilities and talents are random, and you only get one life. Let's see.
This saga involving attorney Jay Clark is one of Tracy Hunter's many controversies, one the public has not seen yet.
Now, even though Judge Hunter was an attorney, she didn't have any courtroom experience. So now you have a person who has no courtroom experience now in charge of running a courtroom.
Tracy Hunter is certainly under the microscope. I've spoken with a lot of attorneys and courtroom observers who believe that Hunter may indeed have been well-intended before her surprise election, but she had limited courtroom experience. And now she's in over her head. Instead of asking for help, she's lashing out at her critics.
Now, because of this lack of experience, Judge Hunter found herself in many, many controversies right after she got sworn into being a judge.
The manner in which she came to the bench may make her feel that everyone is against her. And they were at the beginning.
But once on the bench, the judge found herself the center of concern. Hunter has been named in at least 24 lawsuits or complaints, most filed by the Public Defender's Office, saying she unnecessarily delayed decisions in about 20 cases, potentially leaving children in limbo over custody or adoption. She's been sued by news media outlets over courtroom and document access, and allegations of backdating case filings are being investigated by a special prosecutor.
Now, because Judge Hunter was over her head, she began having panic attacks and had to be taken to the hospital because she couldn't handle the pressure of being a judge.
Only Not on Your Side was there when Judge Tracy Hunter was taken from the Hamilton County Juvenile Court building this afternoon by Cincinnati Fire Department paramedics. The incident report says she passed out on the 12th floor of the building. It's similar to another situation on November 23rd when she was rushed to a hospital for what was said to be a panic attack. Through it all, the judge and her supporters have maintained she's been unfairly treated and treated differently than other judges.
That's right. The first Black female judge is saying she's being treated differently because she's a Black female judge. Now, because the controversy became so overwhelming, the judge started trying to cover up her mistakes. Now, one of the ways she tried to do that was backdating cases. This is what she did.
As for the allegation of backdating of court case documents, Hunter calls those frivolous and unmerited allegations, which are part of an attack and harassment against her by the prosecutor's office. But Local 12 News has learned of another allegation of backdating.
Dude, 7, 8 cases, felony cases, backdating, adoptions, or juvenile, bad people, bad little kids. Do they need to be locked up? Kids, do they need to have a home? What parents out there trying to win over adoption, get a kid that they fell in love with, they want to take care of and nurture in their homes. But yet again, she getting wrongly accused. Oh yeah, it's racist because everybody's talking. You got news company trying to sue her. Wow. That's all. I'm sorry. I wish I had more. So it was just like, wow. Yet again, I just want to say to my sisters, like, I kind of believe y'all trying to do just a tad bit too much. Tad bit too much.
This one involving a phone message. An internal memo from the prosecutor's office sent to the special prosecutor details a voicemail left by Judge Hunter's staff for Attorney Jay Clark regarding a different hearing. The memo states, the caller attempts to deceive Mr. Clark about the date the call was made. The answering machine time called function exposes this act of dishonesty. Here's part of the call telling Clark his client
will be on Judge Hunter's docket at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning, the 20th of August.
And in a juvenile court entry, Judge Hunter says Clark failed to appear despite several attempts by court personnel to contact him. Bailiff left message 8/19/2013 on voicemail. But Clark says this was the answering machine's record.
Message recorded on August 21st at 8:40 a.m.
I think that kind of speaks for itself. I think it suggests there's a serious problem in her courtroom.
So understand what the judge was doing. She was scheduling hearings on August 20th in this case. And then on August 21st, she would call litigants and tell them, hey, you have to be in court on August 20th, the day before. And then the judge would penalize you for not being in court, even though they had not told you you had to be in court that day. Matter of fact, they only told you days later. So the prosecutor's office said, Judge, you are forging documents in the courtroom. You've committed a crime. And they decided to indict the judge.
Ridiculous allegations. Recently, the prosecutor says, she's committed a crime. And I think, I never received detention in school. In all of my years of school, I never received detention. I've never been in trouble. And to have someone accuse you of a crime and say that I'm backdating documents, every day it's something.
And those are serious allegations.
It is serious. Well, not only are they allegations, I believe that the prosecutor is investigating. Right now, there's a criminal investigation going on, as far as I know. And
look at those eyes. Those bloodshot eyes. Come on, y'all. Y'all see the guiltiness in those eyes. No, man, the stuttering and trying to figure out which words and how to put together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just sounds like guiltiness. But yet again, it's racist if we say guiltiness. Somebody's probably gonna turn me in. Oh, he's discriminating against his own kind. No, I'm discriminating because she's ruining people's lives, just like the mayor in Dalton, Illinois. That's all.
And I'm really at the point to just say, indict me, go ahead. It wouldn't be the first time. God has a way sometimes of just giving you assurance.
So Judge Tracy Hunter got her wish. She was indicted on 8 felony counts.
Tampering with evidence. She's accused of backdating documents to make it appear that her docket was current. Forgery. She's accused of signing those documents in July of August of 2013. Having unlawful interest in a public contract. She's accused of paying her brother to work in her courtroom. Theft in office. She's accused of using her county credit card to charge $1,100 in filing fees for appeals when she was sued. She twice needed...
Stop playing, dog. Y'all see that. I'm not finna even play no more games with this dude, with this lady, and show y'all any more of how more guilty she is. No. Too doggone guilty for me. Too doggone guilty for me. If anybody doing like that and we can catch them, they need to be stopped. Not to worry about colors, not to be looking at colors, not to trying to feel like we just only trying to be one-sided. No, that's one thing I'm not trying to do. But ladies and gentlemen, I am gonna come back on later on today and holler at y'all. I do appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Until next time, peace.